Hi all, welcome to Balkan Shipyards. This is the model, Havaya 30, broad reaching, Pacific PROA 30 footer, junk rigged. This is our shank, Latin rigged shunting junk. It's a shunting junk sail because it moves to the other end of the boat when the boat has to turn and go the other way, like Pacific PROAs do. They don't tack, they shunt. This rig shunts very well. Show you the boat. So that's an 8 meter Ama. That's a 920 meter Vaka, painted with the Balkan Shipyard's colors. Basically, I decked the boat. The boat's ready. This is the model. It's a fixed model. It's a working model. It works very well. So that's the deck. It's plastic. And so this is going to be big hatch that slides into that, and then the two slides over. That's going to be a small hatch that just opens up somehow, like this, like that, like that. You take, I don't know what, and from that hatch you can get into your bunk. There's the bunk, storage under the bunk, full on bulkheads this way, and that way. Truss on this bulkhead. You can see the truss inside, serious truss because it's holding the mast, because this knuckle is in the air. I really like Polynesian bows. I like the bows having, I like raked aft. I don't like plumb bows, and I find this bow to work very well. That's the bow I have on Why Not, and I'm very happy with it. So we keep working with those bows. The weight of the rig is coming onto full volume of the boat itself. The flat bottom is already at full volume over here, and then the weight of the rig is further aft of that, around here. So there's enough volume, there's a lot of volume over here to take the weight of this rig. So that's the mast. That would be a yard, because yards are not, a yard is a moving spar, whereas a mast is a spar that's always fixed to the deck. This is a canting mast. It cants. I'll show you a shunt in a minute. But because it's fixed to the deck versus the other spar that moves, this would be the mast and that would be a yard. So this is a junk sail that is rigged onto a yard. It works very well. There's going to be a dagger board over here. Haven't put it in. A big dagger board. And there's going to be lifting ladders on both sides. But these are going to be side ladders that come up like this and go down like that. This is a perfect scale of 1 to 20, and yeah, everything's to scale on this boat. So it's a low aspect junk, which I'm happy with because there's less heeling forces in a low aspect than in a high aspect. Doesn't go as well to windward, although with the same aspect ratio on make or break, I can do 50 degrees to windward. I'm really happy with that. I don't need more than that. This is a cruising boat. Okay, sailing on port tack. We want to shunt and go the other way. So first thing, you would uncleat the sheet, and the wind would push the sail out onto beam reach, and the sail would come out to about there. Now you're on a beam reach. The boat has stopped, or almost come to a stop, but that's good enough, and you just pull on your endless line. That's all you have to do. It's really simple. Just pull, and the whole leg goes over. Once the leg goes over, it would cleat the endless line and sheet in. Once it's sheeted in properly, just a little bit, the boat will head up and start sailing on a close reach all by itself. And that's the time when we would shift ladders. We have lifted up the ladder, the previous ladder we've lifted up once the boat stopped, and now we have time to deploy the new one, and we're sailing on our new reach, on our course, anywhere we want to go, we're all set. So this is the shunt. Sheeting. I'm a flying leopard touchdown. That's a 2.5 centimeter masking tape, and that's my waterline, 2.5 centimeters at a 1 to 20 scale. That's half a meter. So that so then it's touching down at the moment, and then this is a mistake I have to rectify. A few videos ago I said something about 10 centimeters because I was working on a wonky surface and I didn't work out things proper. Now I got it all straight and proper. That armor is flying exactly 50 centimeters. That's also 2.5 centimeters from the sea level. Between the sea level and the armor itself, there's now 50 centimeters, 2.5 centimeters on a scale. So that means armor flies half a meter once Leopard is touched down. Maybe even less, because then you'd have also the Vaca would sink more the minute the armor lifts off, because more weight moves over to here, so then things would change a little bit. So I'm probably looking at 40 centimeters over here when that touches down, and I'm really happy with that. I don't like armors flying too high. I'm not don't want to sail around with my armor flying away. I want to keep things low, keep things down. I feel that low windage is the way to go. I feel that it's also better wave piercer versus high bows. I mean, lower windage means you go closer to the wind, you sail better, you sail faster, you go through waves. And basically that was the old recipe of old PROAs, of the traditional Pacific PROAs. Low bows, wave piercer, everything was wave piercer, and we're keeping this over here too. So this is all open cockpit, so then sheets, so somewhere over here will be the blocks, and the sheet comes to here, and your ladder comes here. The moment you'll be using that cockpit, not this one, that's the front one, that's not working. Ladder be down here working, other ladder will be up just under the decking over here somehow. I got a very solid idea about how I'm going to make that work. Might make a model soon for that. Plywood deck. So all these will be pieces of plywood, long pieces of plywood with little strips of pine to reinforce them. I want to have a very light deck over here, but I want to have a full deck, solid deck. I don't think that nets is a good way to go for the cruising boat. Okay, for a little beach dinghy thing, yes, nets is the best. It's light, it's good. But on a cruising boat, you want to have a hard deck. You want to be able to work on your deck. You want to be able to live on your deck. Very easy to build a big tent over here. Once you're on anchor, there's a lot of space over here. I mean, this is a big deck, and it's light. It's going to be very lightweight. I plan on building the whole boat in poplar. I want to prove the point. Poplar is the next stuff of boat building, and it's going to happen if the world wants it or not. It's just a question of time. Okume rots almost at the same rate as poplar, and if the whole world's building boats out of okume, then there's no problem. They start building boats out of poplar, you get a better boat, stronger boat, lighter boat. You encapsulate it in fiberglass and epoxy, you're okay, and paint it and stuff. It's not going to be just fine. There, look at the leak pod. This leak pod's made for crashing into waves. This is just beautiful. I'm doing my triangle bow things over here on the front, little thing like that. That's so I can just open up the boat a little bit more over here at the top, at the deck. I like that. Over here on the armor, I'm not doing that. On the armor, I'm going full on wave piercer. I want this thing to cut into everything it sees on the way. Jam, go right through it. And then basically, I like keeping my anchors high above the armor. I don't like anchors onto the armor, because then they're bashing into waves. So as it goes through a wave, the wave is free to go through. So that's how I make that stuff. I've done that on all my pros, and it works really nicely. I like the CE on this boat very much, on this type of a rig. It brings the CE, if that's the middle of, that's midship, where the black thing is, and the mast is coming out of there. So CE is about somewhere over there, and then if you bring a straight line down level, that's where CE is going to be, which puts it somewhere over here, I guess, somewhere over here. So that is about a third, roughly, about a third of the vessel of the bow. 2/3 on the stern, 1/3 of the bow. I really like that. That's pretty far ahead. That means that this boat after a shunter just sails off by itself. You don't need ladders, you don't need dagger boards, you don't need I don't know what boards, you don't need anything. You don't have to mess with your CLO because your CE is way ahead, and that's important stuff on PROAs. 30 square meters of sail with 1, 2, 3 and 4 reefs in it, which are very simple, very easy reefs because it's a junk rig, easy to reef. You just let the halyard go and the boat reefs itself in minutes, in seconds even. Very nice narrow connection onto the armor of the two uckers. Lets the armor rock naturally without having those spring leaf things that the Micronesians used to use. The narrow connection will let the armor work itself all by itself. Backwinding is not a problem on this rig, because when you do get backwinded, the sail lays against your backstay, and the rig can't come down. The rig just stays there, no problem. It can't come down because of, except for the sail laying against the backstay, it's the wide base that you have over here. It's the wide base between the mast and the yard, and the yard itself is tied down. It's cleated over there. So if it can't lift up, this rig can't come down. Simple to use, pretty effective, 50 to windward. I mean, what do you need more than that? Basically, yeah. So that's him, that's her. He's a him and a her all together. He's a Hawaii 30. I put more locker into the Vaca just because locker's good stuff. But on make or break, I almost got no locker. Over here, I added in locker. I don't remember how much it is, but it's you don't need much. And a flat bottom, as we all know, that's just to gain volume. I need volume, you know what I mean? And there's enough volume on this thing. The armor is not going to have anything in it. Not water ballast, not gear, not nothing. That's it. Nothing. Well guys, that was the update from Balkan Shipyards. We see what happens with this corona business. Yeah, slowing us down, slowing the whole world down. I don't know, whatever. It's we don't know what it is. It's one of those things. One force. Hawaii 30. Balkan Shipyards, guys. Take care. All the best.